Greetings everyone, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, and I'm back to bring you another retro review from the Casagrandes mini-arc from Season 4 of The Loud House. So let's get right into it. Today's episode is Power Play. In this episode, Ronnie Anne and her family try to cut down on their energy consumption when a high utility bill threatens Hector and Rosa's annual anniversary trip. The plot of the episode is nearly identical to the Season 1 episode, The Greenhouse. As in, the main characters do whatever they can to lessen the amount of energy they use in order to achieve a certain goal. Even Lori makes a brief callback to the same episode, so that's a nice bit of continuity right there. And do you know the best thing about this episode? It's actually better than The Greenhouse. No one is threatening Ronnie Anne's well-being and/or social life if she doesn't get her family to be more eco-friendly. Everyone in her family gets on the same page after the first time Ronnie Anne talks to them instead of being selfishly dismissive. Their emotions are not being manipulated by a cute picture of an endangered animal as a way of getting them to do their part. And no one comes off as a hypocrite and/or villain in their own right. Although everything I just said doesn't apply to every character. Anyway, we learned that Hector and Rosa have a yearly tradition of going to the same ballroom and hotel for a night of dancing to commemorate their first night out when they first moved to Great Lake City. Instead of having to make cuts and cancel a 40-year tradition, Ronnie Anne decides to try and reduce her mom and brother's individual energy usage as well as her own. Their eco-friendlier alternatives to how they go about their daily routines work pretty well in some areas, but not so much in others. Unfortunately, the utility bill increases despite cutting back as much as they can. When they see the other members of their family and how they go about their daily routines, Ronnie Anne says everyone should try more eco-friendly alternatives to reduce energy consumption. Everyone gets on board and goes along with all of Ronnie Anne's suggestions, but the utility bill only gets higher despite cutting back on their energy consumption even further. Then Ronnie Anne discovers the source of the family's high energy consumption. Because Bobby kept getting annoyed with Sergio keeping him from sleeping, not to mention always bothering him like he'd been doing throughout the course of the episode, he placed him in the Mercado and Sergio was having a rave party every night with a bunch of pigeons, and that's why the utility bill kept getting higher and higher. Even though this is a very bizarre reveal into the mystery of the ever-increasing energy consumption despite the family cutbacks, I appreciate how the reveal was set up throughout the episode. The scenes with Sergio annoying Bobby made it clear the former was going to play a significant role by some point in the story. However, my one criticism about this reveal is how could no one have realized what was going on in the Mercado? Unless everyone is a heavy sleeper or never wakes up in the middle of the night, it just seems very unlikely no one could have heard loud music coming from the store. It's even more perplexing when you realize random people living near the Casagrandes never once heard the noise either, let alone complain about it if they had. That would have solved the family's problems right then and there. But regardless, Sergio is revealed as the selfish, hypocritical villain to everyone's eco-friendly goal of helping Hector and Rosa, even going so far as to say he wasn't sorry for doing what he did. And his punishment is getting switched from being Bobby's roommate to Ronnie Anne's and chasing a spinning laser around her room until he passes out. Yeah, not really that great of a punishment given the fact he didn't feel any guilt in what he did. He straight up didn't care if two of his family members got screwed out of their anniversary tradition, all because of his selfishness. But in the end, the utility bill went back to normal, and Hector and Rosa were able to keep their yearly tradition intact, so at least the human characters got a happy ending, and a well-deserved one too. Overall, this episode is just The Greenhouse 2.0, but much better. From getting some character backstory to how the episode made use of the going green storyline, this right here is how you write a story about being more eco-friendly without having to turn most, if not all, of the characters into selfish and/or hypocritical villains. Most of the central characters willingly do their part for the benefit of a loved one without having to be threatened or guilted into doing so, and no one immediately goes back to being wasteful by the end with no lesson being learned at all. The episode makes it very clear who the good guys are, and even more so when it's revealed who was the bad guy all along. It's not an amazing episode, but compared to The Greenhouse, I would choose this episode over that one all day, every day. It has a much better story with a much more satisfying payoff, so this is one episode I can definitely recommend. With that said, I give Power Play an 8.7 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of Power Play. So I gotta ask, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to click that subscribe button for more Loud House related content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.